I actually dealt with this issue myself for a long time before I figured out what was going wrong. If your hair still feels dry after using oils and butters, it feels like hay but it's also greasy, your hair feels soft and smooth the first 5 minutes, and then an hour later your hair still feels super brittle and super dry, then this is probably why. Shea butter, castor oil, coconut oil, they're in almost every natural's hair routine, but most people are using them completely wrong. These ingredients and oils are not moisturizers, and if you keep applying them the way that everyone says to apply them, then you're just going to keep on sealing in the dryness that you've been dealing with. So this is what oils and butters actually do, and how to use them properly so that they're not working against you. Number one, oils and butters do not moisturize. They just seal. Don't get me wrong, some oils do have moisturizing properties, but they're not technically moisturizers. You need hydration on your hair before you decide to seal it with anything or quote-unquote moisturize it. Hydration is water. Oils and butters do not contain any water. Applying them to already dry hair just seals the dryness in, not sealing in the hydration that you actually need. They're meant to lock in moisture after a water-based product or after water. That's why if you are dealing with the feeling of it feeling soft the first day or the first hour, and then directly afterwards it's feeling very dry and brittle, that's probably why. You're not hydrating it beforehand. And people with low porosity hair deal with this more than others. Honestly, with low porosity hair, I don't recommend any kind of oil like shea butter oil or coconut oil or even castor oil. Low porosity hair is already sealed extremely tightly. That's why it's so hard to moisturize it. So when you're adding something on top of it that makes it even harder to moisturize, your hair ends up feeling 10 times worse. I only take about 50 of these a week, so if you're interested, the link is in the description. Number two, misusing sealants lead to dry and brittle hair. A lot of people that use mainly oil and butter based products tend to use a lot of it. Sometimes they're reapplying throughout the day, and they're wondering why their hair feels worse than it did before. And that's because you're just layering product on top of product instead of actually removing the buildup that you cause. Some people even get very severe breakage from using oils this way, and I definitely did when I was doing this. I was using shea butter oil once a day, every day for about a month straight, and my hair was broken off completely. I had no clue where I went wrong until I finally clarified the oils out of my hair, which is what you need to do if you're dealing with this right now. I recommend the Paul Mitchell shampoo number 3. It's very effective, it smells good, and it definitely gets the job done. By the way, don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this so far. If you like reading more than you like watching, I recommend checking out the blog version of this video in my Substack, The Curl Diaries, where I delve into this topic a lot deeper. Number 3, thicker products does not mean it's better for your hair. You need to match the product weight to your hair's profile. Fine or low density hair gets overwhelmed by thick products, especially sealants like coconut oil and shea butter. High porosity hair or thick hair typically does need a sealant, but only at the end of the routine after you've applied all of your moisturizing products. More product equals more moisture is not true. It really depends on what your hair's profile is, because something like low porosity hair needs water-based products that are thinner to actually absorb into the hair. Meanwhile, high porosity products need a bit of the opposite, but it still depends on what your density, thickness, porosity, and hair type overall is. So do not assume that the thicker the product, the better it is for you. And lastly, all oils and butters are not created equally. Coconut oil tends to cause protein-like stiffness in some hair types. For example, on low porosity hair, coconut oil can make the hair feel extremely hard. It can feel smooth going on, but once your hair has absorbed it, or it's just really laying on top, your hair can tend to feel a bit harder than when you put it on. That's why with coconut oil, I only really recommend it to people who have high porosity hair, because high porosity hair needs that structure that coconut oil can give. Castor oil is very thick and occlusive, so it is not ideal for people with thinner hair strands. And shea butter, it's very rich, but it should be used sparingly on most hair types. And I prefer whipped shea butter if I am going to use it at all, just for better spreadability. Don't forget to check out this topic on my Substack, The Curl Diaries, if you want to read more into it. Let me know which oil in the comments you guys are using right now and what your hair's type is. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you have not already. You can follow all of my socials at BigHeadJustice. Also, this is your last chance to grab my curly hair paint before it is gone for good. If you've ever wanted to try color without the damage or the commitment, this is your chance. It's made specifically for dark, curly, coily hair, and it lasts up to 7 days. We have 5 colors: blue, red, white, brown, and green. And the more you buy, the more you save. So grab a couple of jars while we still have it. The link is in the description. But yeah, that's it.